65, so I listen. That's our time at 5. Fox 8 News at 6 is next.
Gabe, thank you. And now at 6, they're set up to help protect you, but cameras around Cleveland might not be much help at all. What the Fox 8 I-Team has uncovered.
Pandemic unemployment benefits have ended, but jobs still are not being filled. Which industries are having the hardest time finding workers?
Plus, if you want to help save the 4-foots, now is the time. You can make a difference. It is the 7th annual Dick Goddard APL Telethon. A look at some of the life-saving work the APL does and how you can help.
Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for news. Cleveland's own Fox 8 News starts now.
An increased police presence at Strongsville High School today as rumors swirled about a potential threat.
Police say there's no credibility to any of the rumors that come amid a series of incidents at the school, fueling online gossip and plenty of that. We sent Fox 8's Matt Wright to find out what's going on. He's live now. Matt, what have you learned?
Lou Tracy, police say there is no substance behind rumors of a threat here. The school pointing to the impact of social media and working to set the record straight about what's spreading online.
And unfortunately, we live in an era where information is often disseminated and it's not always accurate.
There were extra police at Strongsville High School and staff at every entrance Thursday amid rumors of a threat to the school that police and the district say have no basis.
There have been no threats made to Strongsville High School. There's been no threats that we can substantiate verbally from a person. We can't substantiate them online.
Principal Bill Wingler says he's fielded nearly 200 emails from concerned parents. Some even kept their kids home.
What's happening is fear is feeding along with social media into kind of these rumors and gossip that are going around the building that simply aren't true.
It follows a series of incidents that have taken place at the school this week that have led to student discipline, including a fight and the apparent accidental discharge of pepper spray in a school hallway.
Appropriate consequences have been issued.
The school is also among the many combating vandalism and theft stemming from the Devious Licks challenge on TikTok, with kids stealing items like these, then sharing the video on social media.
You're talking about monetary damage to a school, not just as a principal, but as a taxpayer, we pay for that.
Wingler says students have stolen bathroom hardware and soap dispensers, causing thousands of dollars in damage. The school Thursday restricted the use of backpacks to prevent students from carrying tools to do damage, and 5 freshmen are facing discipline.
I do believe we're at the end of this, but I know schools around the area are dealing with this.
Schools also dealing with the impacts of social media rumors taking on a life of their own.
The kids are here today. It's quiet inside. Learning is going on, and this is probably, this is one of the safest places to be right now.
The school says no students have been criminally cited for any of these incidents. However, the school says families of those students responsible for the TikTok vandalism will have to pay to cover the damage. Lou and Tracy.
Sure, big trouble with their parents as well, and hopefully the principal is right, that they are at the end of this. I mean, it just seems like this has been nothing but a big distraction for everyone.
Yeah, that is certainly the hope, and a big part of it is making parents aware that this is going on. A lot of the tips about who's behind this vandalism has come from parents who checked their kids' cell phones and saw these videos on their TikTok accounts.
Word is out there now. Matt, thank you very much. A Fox 8 I-Team investigation tonight is exposing a breakdown in a city camera system designed to protect you. See what we found after a murder last night right across the street from the West Side Market, and see what we found happening now for months.
I-Team reporter Ed Gallick is here with much more on this. Ed.
In this case, not caught on camera. The I-Team investigating city security cameras not capturing crime, and see why we're also asking questions about who's watching those cameras.
A male running with a gun.
Murder across from the West Side Market. Officers hope city security cameras there caught video. But listen.
Real time's checking, but the cameras weren't functioning.
If you have real-time crime, look at the camera in the area of 26 and Lorraine.
The cameras were not functioning because of the storm, but I'll let them know.
The I-Team investigating city cameras not working. Cameras tied into the Real-Time Crime Center, an operation to get video and clues to officers right after crimes, hoping to solve more cases. The city's even been installing more cameras, but we've heard multiple calls mentioning cameras down. I-Team reporter Peggy Gallick uncovered this after a deadly hit and run.
The real-time cameras They are currently down and have been for some time.
I think they're dropping the ball.
We played dispatch audio for Faye Harris, a West Side activist. She says she pushed to have the city put up the cameras at the scene of that murder.
I feel really bad. It just almost shows that the city is neglecting the maintenance of those cameras.
The I team also investigated how often no one is even working in the real-time crime center. Reviewed records for 5 months, found no one working in the center for 17 days. Also found the center staff for on other days. There is a tool to help solve crimes and get suspects or bad people in custody right away, but also has to be a concern for citizens. The police union now looking into this. In a statement, Cleveland Police said there are over 1,500 cameras in the city's network, outdoor cameras that require maintenance from time to time. And the Real-Time Crime Center is regularly staffed during peak hours, and officers are on call for critical incidents. Still, city records raise questions about how many city cameras are not working and who's watching.
15 shots.
The city did not answer the question how many cameras are down, and you heard dispatch refer to some down since the storm. Unclear when that storm passed through. How long ago was that?
A lot of questions. It almost seems like these breakdowns defeat the purpose of real-time clues to help solve these crimes.
And this system that they set up actually has helped solve crimes when it works. And of course, when the cameras are not working, it really does defeat the purpose, as we said there.
Yeah, they're not going to help anything when they're out of service.
Sure.
Ed, thank you. Fox 8 Night Team tonight has learned Hopkins Airport is looking into new security measures after an attack on a woman. This week we found a sex offender arrested for choking a woman in a parking lot. It happened even though the suspect already wore an ankle bracelet for authorities to keep watch on him. Now the airport is talking about how to improve safety. The victim told I-Team reporter Ed Gallick she's counting on it.
Is there somebody who patrols those types of things, and if not, I believe it's necessary. Never did I think that he was going to follow me to my car and do what he did.
And we've also learned the sex offender arrested also has a new sex case pending in court as well.
And now to the latest on the coronavirus. Here in Ohio, more than 8,300 new cases were reported over the last 24 hours. That's more than 7 times the number we were seeing this time last year. 355 people had to be admitted to the hospital, with 24 needing critical care. Across the state, the number of available ICU beds is dwindling. More than 80% of them are now in use. That means that there are fewer than 1,000 beds available across all of Ohio. And a meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Board of Education ended abruptly on Wednesday after a group of parents refused to put on masks. It led to a tense exchange between some of the parents and board members. Fox 8's Jack Shea joins us live with much more on this story. Jack?
Tracy, police were called to the school, but the parents still refused to put on face covers, and that's when the meeting came to an end.
I'd like to call to order this September 15th, 2021, regular meeting of the Board of Education.
Police are called to Cuyahoga Falls High School on Wednesday after a group of parents attending a Board of Education meeting refused to wear face covers, as mandated by the school district. The parents were at the meeting to protest how their children are being treated for opposing the mask mandate.
May I please ask you to escort these folks from the building?
I mean, we're trying to. Our goal here is to not have this turn into an arrestable offense. That's our goal.
Ours as well. We have board business to conduct, however.
The parents told officers that they would not wear face covers. A short time later, the school board decided to end the meeting, which prompted one parent to call the school board members bullies and cowards.
Okay, we're back in session and off our recess, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Police are cowards and run. Bullies are always cowards.
The parents then left the high school and no one was arrested.
Essentially make it as peaceful as possible. Last night, I think it was a surprise. We didn't anticipate it. We didn't know it was coming. And so we felt that it was best to take the high road last night.
Cuyahoga Falls police say visitors to school buildings are obligated to follow rules set by the Board of Education. And if they refuse to comply and refuse to leave, they can technically be charged with trespassing.
I think if they wanted to get their point across for their kids, they should have put the mask on to go in there and say what they had to say.
Cuyahoga Falls parent Michael Cole says he supports the parents who attended the meeting. He says they were trying to call attention to the friction between those students who support wearing a mask and those who do not.
They need to take care of making sure the students are still safe, that they can still get their opinions out there. Even though they're following all the rules, they should still be able to say what they have to say without fearing for their personal safety or their belongings.
The superintendent of the school district says he met with police on Thursday and says steps will be taken to make sure that future board meetings. Cole says he supports the parents who attended the meeting. He says they were trying to call attention to the friction between those students who support wearing a mask and those who do not.
They need to take care of making sure the students are still safe, that they can still get their opinions out there. Even though they're following all the rules, they should still be able to say what they have to say.